Hi there, it's Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. Now, going over something that I've said previously in another video, but I just can't say this enough. Okay, for those of you out there, I am not a psychologist, I am not a psychiatrist. Okay, I've spent most of my life teaching piano, which is like so far away from what these videos are all about, but having said that, I've learned so much just from piano lessons that you can apply to life in general. You know, there's so much. And funny enough, the lessons going into that now, which is not what I was going to talk about, but things that I've learned from music lessons. Okay, firstly, we learn in music that, you know, it's not about giving up. We go into each piece knowing that we're learning something new. Okay, so in learning this new thing, we know we don't have the skills for it yet. We know that. We're there to learn that piece and to gain that new skill. Now, this new skill might be that it's the first time you've put a piece with hands together. Let's call it that. Okay, so up to this point, you've always done right hand by itself and you've always done left hand by itself. And in this new lesson, we're learning to put hands together for the very first time. So we're learning this skill, okay, for the first time. And we know, as musicians, we know that you have to try it many, many times before it will happen. We don't give up and we don't say, I can't do it. We know that we will learn how to do it. We persist and we persist until we get it happening. To us, there is no, you know, we have to fail many, many times before it happens, before it comes good. And it sounds like something that you can enjoy, you know, with your ears, you know. So to us, we already know, we go into life already knowing that we can learn anything. We can. We already come into the world thinking these things from our music lessons. And that's why I think music lessons are so brilliant for kids. It doesn't matter what the musical instrument is, but just the learning that you need to do it again and try it again, and sometimes in different ways. But you have to be focused and you have to be deliberate about what it is, what the skill is that you are trying to gain each time to be able to get that skill. So eventually you will play the piece with this, you know, for the first time with your hands together, and from then on you can do many pieces with hands together because you've already learned how to do it one time. And the next time it might be hands together, but this hand may have all the notes joined and this hand may have all the notes disconnected. That's a new skill altogether, completely different to the one before, you know. And so we're constantly challenging ourselves to learn new things. We're pushing ourselves always outside of our comfort zone, always, as musicians, to do things we haven't done before, but we want to learn how to get that skill. We just do, because we know that, you know, it's like having this little toolbox. You know, every time, you know, you've learnt a new skill, that's a new little tool that you can use, you can put in your toolbox for next time, because there'll be other pieces that show up with that same, you know, with the same sort of pattern. You know how to do it, so now you can apply it to other pieces, and there'll be lots of pieces you can play now that you've got that skill, you know. So that's the one thing that I love about music lessons, learning that we can do it, you know, and finding yourself doing things that you thought, oh, there's no way I thought I could do that, you know, but you have the patience and the perseverance and you keep trying, and you fail, and it sounds awful for weeks, but then one day, it just clicks and it's beautiful, you know. And for many of us, we do it for us, you know, we play it for us because we want to get to that end of being able to hear that piece completed, being able to hear it, being able to produce that yourself is just an amazing feeling, you know. Another thing I think I've learnt from music lessons, and this was in my later years, not so much in the beginning. I was never taught how to practice in the beginning. But in my later years, it was to chunk it down. You know, I can't think of a better way to explain it than that. You'll have a huge piece of music that has 100 pieces in it, okay? It's like a jigsaw puzzle. And you'll find from your little toolkit that has all your skills in there that some of the bars, some of the little blocks that you've got to go through of music, you've got those skills. But then you're going to stumble. There'll be a few little blocks that you haven't done before as a new skill. that you have to attain to keep moving forward, you know, to keep producing more beautiful music. And so what happens is when I was younger and I was learning, I would start from the beginning and work all my way through to the end, and start from the beginning, work all my way through to the end. And so it would take me forever to learn a piece, you know. But if you learn properly, you know, with a teacher that will explain to you how to practice, chunk it down, you know. Now I realize that in a piece of music, I should be able to start anywhere. It is like a jigsaw puzzle. I should be able to pick up this piece in the puzzle and put it aside on, you know, on another table while I'm looking at the whole puzzle, and then grab this other piece that I, you know, don't know how to do that, put that aside onto another table. And those little pieces that I don't have the skills to do yet, I should be able to just sit and practice them on their own, like they're their own little piece. And then eventually, when you get the skills for those two little pieces that you pulled out that you couldn't do before, and you get the skills and they start to sound beautiful, now you know how to do them, then you put them back into the puzzle. And then you keep working, you know, from beginning to end. But you don't have to go from the beginning to the end every time. I was never taught that that's not how you practice. You pull out the parts that you don't know how to do, and that's what life's like. You know, we need to look at the things that we don't know how to do and get the skills so that we learn how to do them. It's that easy. You know, you just focus on the parts where you don't have the skills. Find out what you need to get the skills. Find out what you need. Get the skills. Move on. You know, everything in life is like that. Everything I've found, every job that I've done that I've thought, oh, what a waste of time, or how useless was that. Now I look back on it and I think of all the skills that I gained from those jobs. All the new things I learnt about myself, about the world, about others from those jobs. Everything is out there for you, everything. There's nothing you can say, oh, I went through that and I didn't get a new skill from it. As a human being, that you don't have a new skill from that. Think about it. You know, my very first job, I was a receptionist, coming back to Australia, and I didn't know how to pick up a phone and talk to someone on the phone. I didn't know what that was. I mean, at home, my mum always picked up the phone in case there were strangers on the line. We weren't allowed to pick up a phone. So to be on a phone and call people randomly to get things that we needed in the office, it felt very strange. It didn't feel natural to me to do that. It felt wrong, even, you know? So it took a good few goes before it felt more, okay, I can do this now. I can pick up the phone and randomly call someone and say, look, I need this, I need that, whatever it was that, you know, I needed to call for. So, and the funny thing was, it was one of the other girls in the office that said to me, they can't see you anyway. What does it matter what they think? And I was like, oh, yeah. You know, and I'll probably never meet them anyway, so what does it matter if they think I'm, you know, totally stupid or whatever their thoughts were of, you know, me making mistakes, because I was learning. So that gave me confidence. It gave me courage to just pick up the phone and call. You know, to the point where at the end I was like tenacious, you know, have you done that yet? You know, we really need it. Come on, move it, you know, things like that. So totally opposite end of the spectrum then. I wouldn't get off the phone, you know, annoying people to give, you know, send the things that we needed. So every job, even though you think there's something there, you know, it was useless, it was a waste of time, or whatever you want to think of, there was something to be gained. And funny enough, in that first job, was the first time I met someone that taught me what patience was. I'd never witnessed it before, this person. And I could go up to her 1,000,000 times and ask her the same question. And she would look at me, she would stop what she was doing and look at me and answer it like it was the first time. She never huffed, never puffed, never sighed, never complained. I didn't know what that was. I was blown away. I was thinking, who is this person? You know? So that was actually more valuable to me, what I learned from her, than anything else that I learned at that job. what patience really looks like. Understanding that for some people it may take 10 goes to learn something, and for others it may take 50, and for others it may take 100. There's no number to how many times someone has to do something before they know how to do it. You know? So another person that I think of and my heart just fills with love and respect, you know, that she was just so beautiful. And I'd never witnessed that in my life before. You know, my mum, she'd lose her patience and of course yell at us, and it's what so many mums do. You know, I've done it with my little one. But to just say it again like it was the first time, I just didn't know what to do with that. I thought, wow, you know. Yeah, so I always think of that person with so much love and so much respect, and just so grateful that I got to meet them, you know. All right, my darlings, I love you guys. So think about that today. If you've had, you know, things in your life that you think, what a waste of time, or, oh, you know, I want my time back for that. Think really carefully, because there was a gift in there for you. Either a new skill that you learned for yourself, something that you can do that you couldn't do before, or you've learnt something new. I'll address this more in the next video because it's going a bit long now, but yeah, love you guys. All right, remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.